everybody, welcome to the third episode of the Sing Sense podcast. I am Mahib Singh, and this is my co-lad, Harjit Singh.
Good to be back,
Yeah. It was just when I was thinking about this intro, when we were wee little kids. So everybody, when there used to be group activity.
Yeah.
And people used to introduce themselves. So if they're 5 feet...
this is my friend here, Nathaniel, this is Josh, this is Mahib.
No, like everybody used to take their names, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is, my name is X, my name is Y, my name is A, But at that time it used to be, so egalitarian, everybody is...
Everybody's saying their name. Wow, oh my god, everybody's communicating is so good.
Yeah, but now I think by the time we reached 11th grade, somewhere around that, it became a bit...
Well, I think around grade 10. In grade 9, I remember we went around the class. We were like, oh, what's your name and what do you want to be? That's what we did in grade 9. After that, we never did that. All right, guys, this is the syllabus and we're starting tomorrow.
Yeah, but in a group activity.
We already knew each other, so we never did that.
Okay, well, we used to do that. And everybody took their own name, but now it seems so cringy, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. So, how many people were in your class back then, in grade 10,
11? 45.
Okay, not that much. For me, maybe 25 to 30 would be the range of our class.
Yeah, well, I am from India, so
yeah,
1.3 billion,
Yeah, all in that class.
Yeah.
It's a bit tough.
So today, let's get on the topic now, yeah? So this topic is something so important that it supersedes climate change, wars that have been happening since 20 years. It supersedes everything.
Yeah. The
Johnny Depp and Amber-Heard trial.
Yeah.
Now, I have not been so fortunate enough to follow this, but I just know that at 10 a.m. every day it just comes on, and I've seen you watching it.
Okay, so what I do is whenever I have free time during the day, I pop in, I check out what's happening. It's really boring. Most of the time, it's boring. A lot of right now, it's getting a lot of press. All the YouTube channels are clipping it.
TikTok.
I've seen a couple of TikToks, but mostly on YouTube.
Well, I've seen TikToks of people making fun of the trial and whatever.
Yeah.
Their discussion.
So the YouTube videos where it's 5 to 10 minutes, I would watch that. But it's it's kind of scary how everything is being portrayed right now. If you know what I'm talking. Right now, I think it's okay right now, but everybody thinks, oh, it's fine, okay, because technically everybody feels like the correct party is Johnny Depp. So it's a lot of pro Johnny Depp right now.
Yeah, that's dangerous, Yeah, it's so much bias.
It's I understand that. I think I'm almost pretty sure that he's the one that's in the right in this particular situation, but just the way how everybody is handling it, it's when I watch it to an extent, it's kind of hard to watch I was talking about the TikToks or maybe the YouTube videos. It's very come on. I know I understand what you're trying to push, but let's make it a little ambiguous. Let's make it a little more unbiased. Make it more people thinking. But it's more this is what's happening. Let me show you this 10-second clip.
Yeah.
If you try watching the trial, it's really sad. Johnny Depp is just sad almost all the time, and then there'd be 1 or 2 moments where he's he laughs a bit, and then that'll be the clip. It's a misrepresentation in a way, not misrepresentation of the facts. The facts are coming out where how he's looking. I'm glad he's looking. He's in a more positive light because he lost so much, but misrepresentation on the fact of how the trial is of how he's feeling about the trial or how she's feeling about the trial. It's more just showing the small parts, the parts that are not happening.
It's just so I wouldn't say disturbing, but it's a bit debilitating that everything is so one-sided.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Johnny Depp to win, but that's not how justice systems work. Well, they're not supposed to work like that. You're supposed to be, it's innocent until proven guilty, but It's not as serious as a criminal trial or something.
It is.
Like
I'm pretty
that.
sure it's a civil suit.
Civil suit.
Yeah. So like I know because I really hope because the jury, what they tell the jury is, from what I know from American trials, is that you have to like you have to ignore, you have to not watch like outside sources try to influence what you see in the court.
Yeah.
It has to be whatever they present to you in court. Everything else is.
That's really hard.
Yeah,
It's too hard.
I mean, I'm not. Okay, so he tells like he mentioned like I'll be working, then I'll have some time. I'll go on YouTube. I'm not particularly looking for the trial, but it's on the first page of YouTube with like the live on people like reacting to what's happening live. So you know, I'll click on it for like 5 minutes and see what's going on. It's boring as hell. I hop out.
Yeah, but I haven't seen the trial. But I really enjoy the videos that people make.
The TikToks,
making fun of the trial.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we talked about when you showed me like the one where there's one part of the trial where there's like a discussion going about there's like poop on the bed, and there's a TikTok about that. Now everybody's just
I've seen one TikTok. It's too damn funny.
Yeah. It's just, and you know, it becomes a trend and everybody does it. So,
but imagine that something so private is discussed in court. Imagine if somebody really close. Imagine if something happens to me or something happens to you. I hope it doesn't happen. But if something as private as shitting on the bed, how would that make anybody feel? But you know, they've recorded it and everything, so you know they're guilty as much as people are making fun of it. They're really, really funny, must say that.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok, it's fucking hilarious, I'm not gonna lie.
And even like people are simping over this
the doctor.
beautiful psychologist.
Yeah. Well, I forgot her name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Doctor something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. It's just, you know, they're just taking the small things. Like, I don't want to see the good things out of the trial, because the good thing is that the right person is being, you know, rewarded.
And we'll be coming on to the rewards really quickly now. But I mean, later in the conversation we will get to it.
Yeah. So I lost my train of thought, but I'm happy that the person that's in this particular trial is getting the justice that is meant to be happening.
I think he must have some
okay,
wrong
in a divorce, you know, it's not maybe it's like 70, 30, something like that, I don't know.
But like all the drugs and everything, it's not.
Well, it's not like she did not know any of that beforehand. Right? You know what you're getting into. Like, I don't know how long they knew each other before they got married, because I know American couples, North American couples get married like really, really fast. Like, they know each other for like a year and they get married. So it's like,
boom.
I don't know how long they knew each other, but I'm pretty sure none of these were things I'm pretty sure she knew that he was struggling with those things. Perhaps not a struggle then, but maybe it was like an indulgence back then. But she knew those things were happening, or it's an inference. I'm guessing. So I'm not really. So I'm not really giving to the fact where she's oblivious to everything. I don't think she's stupid. I know. I think.
You're not giving her the benefit of doubt.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure she's a smart person. I'm pretty sure she will know. She knows what she's getting into. So.
Well, yes, to be an actor in like Hollywood, to play a role in Aquaman, I would guess that you have some level of reasonable intelligence.
Yeah, you would have to be. I'm guessing. I mean, if you
at least deduce the drugs. And everything.
I mean, did you hear about DC Flash? That guy, the guy that plays the Flash in the movies.
Yeah.
What happened?
Ezra or something.
Ezra Miller or something. Yeah. He's having some troubles. Like, he's in Hawaii spitting at people or something. Like, I check that out. He's doing some weird stuff in Hawaii. He's getting I don't think he's getting. I think maybe like for like a day or two, but I don't think it's something too serious. But he's really jeopardizing like his position as the role of Flash, because I liked him in Flash. Because I think he's a good Flash.
I can't say anything. I can't comment on it because I don't know anything about it. I just got to know it from you.
Yeah.
You told me. So I don't know. I won't comment.
Yeah.
But I would say that clout does it to people.
Yeah.
It messes with their minds and everything.
Yeah, I hope he feels better, and I hope whoever he spit on or whatever he did, I hope they're okay too.
Yeah. And I think I was watching this very brief video of this the beautiful psychologist, doctor something. Let's call her a doctor. We shouldn't define her.
Doctor. Yeah, she's a doctor.
Yeah. So. There was one specific part of the trial where they were just talking about the muffins.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
That was funny, but it shows us how important words are when you're talking. How important are semantics?
Because that particular conversation, you hear just if someone says something the wrong way, just like a little bit, they can twist it in such a
Wow.
And it's so weird. I didn't watch the whole muffin part, but
I've seen it.
The TikTok version is like, oh, why did your husband bring muffins? Like, I don't know. He brings muffins every time. He brings muffins. I'm sorry. He brought muffins this time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a whole conversation. It was just weird. It was like, why is this being discussed? What is the point of this? So I didn't understand that. I didn't understand it because it was a TikTok for like 7 seconds, and then
I saw the video. But still, it was
confusing,
scary because words can be twisted.
Yeah,
I don't hope to land in such hot soup.
Yeah,
my actions I think would be better than that. Well, you can never know, but it's just so nerve-wracking.
I just like when you mentioned like I don't know what I would do if I was in either of those people's, like if I was Amber, if I was Johnny. I do not know what I would do in that situation. I don't have the money for the type of attorneys I have. I don't have the time. I don't have like the mental strength of going through all that in public court. That's crazy.
Look at us, brown guys with beard, just talking about white people.
just white troubles.
But well, I hope the
trouble in general, but just in this particular,
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's a learning opportunity
for us,
for people.
Yeah,
don't get too much into it, but learn from it. Obviously.
Yeah.
And there's this muffins, and there's the bed. Shit on the bed.
Yeah.
That's wow. It just shows how careful one has to be in terms of selecting
a partner.
Selecting a partner brings me, in my mind, it brings the image of like people standing here. This is going to be my partner. No, and the rest.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like that. I mean, what is Tinder? You just not that I've been on Tinder. Just from other people I've known that how the basic app works.
कोई गल नहीं संगत.
But you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
And talking about marriage, we just read a really interesting article,
which was released in 2018.
2018.
So it's a little old now, but I think it had projections of way beyond what we are. Like we're in 2022 right now. It had projections for way further up. So I think it's kind of relevant right now as well.
So I'll let you start with it. What's the sordid kind of news that you have for the men in
women?
China
and India.
Not the women, I would say.
No, it's both. I think it's more for the men, but I think it's important for the women too, in a way.
Yes, yeah,
right?
Yeah. I never thought about it, but now you say that, I agree.
So it mainly focuses on India and China, but I think different countries around them are also included in this study. So I'm not sure if it's a study, but it's a research article from
Washington Post. Not that I'm a huge fan of the Post, but this time it was interesting, too interesting to ignore. Yeah.
So quick rundown. So basically, they're talking about the difference in how many men there are to women, the ratio, how there may be 190 men and maybe like 100 women for each person. It's like that kind of ratio, what they were displaying for one point in time during the 2000s in China.
The majorly what they're talking about is that the excess of men over women that problem is very extent, very pervasive in China and India.
Yeah.
So in China, I think the figure is around 26 million. That's a million
Yeah.
men more than women in China.
Yeah.
And the corresponding figure for India is between 33
Yeah.
and 40 million, between these figures.
Yeah.
Let's stick with 33. I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
I am. So let's stick with the
Let's
lower
hope for the
end of the
best.
spectrum, but it's not really uplifting
It's not sounding good enough for the boys and for the women.
for the boys.
For the boys, yeah. You know, he told me to read this article, just like skim through it so we can talk about it. But I would like to mention that he actually, before, around when he came to Canada, he mentioned not this particular article, but this particular point where how there are way more men than women in India, and how
That's a well established fact. Everybody agrees with it.
yeah. But this is funny because that it was mentioned then, but now we're talking about it now. I think it's interesting how how it came up to be like that, because how, for example, situations are different in China when they mentioned the article. Why is that differential so high?
I'll talk about both the countries.
Yeah.
For China, it's mainly because of the one child policy.
Yeah.
So the reasons are kind of the same, but the things that transpired, those reasons, those are kind of different. So in China, there's the one child policy. So
They don't have it anymore, though, right?
They don't. They had to remove it. So destructive to their population. Now that their population is rapidly aging, and that's a major concern for the party.
I think they did it recently. I think it was like 2015. They completely removed it.
2016 somewhere.
It's
somewhere
really
around there.
recent. Like if you think about it,
Yeah.
it's not that 2015, 2016 is not that long ago. They just removed that policy. So
Started in probably late 70s, 80s, somewhere around there.
yeah.
So what happened is, because of the one-child policy, Chinese people prefer boys over girls.
A lot of people.
Let's stick with India and China. But
Yeah.
maybe, probably. I can't say from myself, but
India and China, that's like a.
that's what the topic
Yeah.
today's discussion
Yeah.
is. So we'll stick to that.
Yeah.
Not that you should be racist to these people,
Yeah.
like this is no longer a thing now.
Yeah.
But the problem is there. So they prefer boys over girls because of cultural reasons, because of economic reasons, because boys, when they grow up, they can provide for the family, and girls were thought that they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's hogwash.
Yeah, not true at all.
But so there's the one-child policy. So people used to kill off the girl child. So now they have zero child.
Yeah.
Now they can try for one more and pray it's a boy.
Yeah.
You have one child and that's it. You
Yeah.
can't have babies anymore. Especially true for China.
Yeah.
And so when you have just one boy, you're done.
Yeah.
In China, in India, the problem was that it's a cultural thing, more of a cultural thing. Economic too, like boys can provide for their parents in their old age. No.
Presumably,
Presumably.
it's a thought that's very like prominent in both these
And
cultures.
I think in the past, it was
true
it
in
was
the
true,
past because
yeah.
just men had more freedom to do things. It was
They
a lot easier for them to do.
They still do, but
yeah.
at that time, even today, the economic prosperity wasn't that much. There was no the concept of insurance in old age the pension.
Yeah.
It wasn't that widespread. So sort of your insurance policy were your kids.
We're your kids, so you want your son to be able to provide for you because
one son is better than. Four sons are better than one son because they'll provide for you.
Yeah.
But forget that you also have to provide for them for at least, say, 15 years or 16, 17, 18, whatever. Anyways. So what that led to was that... And girls... And the thing in India is that when you have a girl, you have to get... She's supposed to get married. That's what the zeitgeist is.
Yeah.
So when a girl gets married, the wedding has to be really lavish, which is... It's idiotic.
Yeah.
If you don't have the resources. Why do that? But people
Yeah.
used to do that now too, but the problem is less severe.
Yeah.
So because a girl child is sort of a future expense, a very big expense, so it's better to get rid of her
Yeah.
and have something that provides you for you in the future. So what they did was they got rid of the female girls
Mm-hmm.
when they were born and just thrown in the garbage and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Female
Terrible.
infanticide.
Yeah.
So in both the nations, the cultural reasons are kind of the same. But in one country it was because of a political policy,
Yeah.
the party. In the other country it was more cultural. And
Yeah.
everything. It wasn't like as if there was a party,
Mm-hmm.
imposing its policy.
Yeah.
Now, what that has led to is the severe disparity. Now, in most areas, this disparity doesn't exist. It depends on what area you're coming from.
Yeah.
So in some areas, probably in the northeastern part of India,
Mm-hmm.
there are more females than males.
Mhm.
So there's no problem like that. But if you come to North India, then
Yeah.
the problem starts to become worse.
Mhm.
Worse
Yeah.
problems. So now, what had resulted into is 33 million more men, and they'll never be able to get married, and and even a part of them will never have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'll get to it why I read this article, how I stumbled upon it, but I'll get to you.
I remember because you mentioned that point, and I remember I made the counterpoint to how many men don't actually want to get married.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So I made that point.
But there would be many men there.
It would be if it's 36, 35 million.
30. Let's stick with
33, 30.
Please, I beg you.
33 million men are not married to women, but if it's 33 million, I'm guessing maybe like 1 or 2 million don't want to get married.
Well,
And then like maybe 1 million can't get married because of financial reasons.
all finances can always be figured out. Finance is no hindrance to marriage.
Well, I was saying, I was trying to mention because that was when you mentioned 30 million, that's an insane amount of like people. 35. I can't imagine. The population of Canada
is around 39.
39 million.
Imagine Canada
This is
stops believing in marriage.
I see now. I'm thinking about like
not even marriage, but like finding a partner.
Because now I'm thinking because in the article they mentioned how this problem is. The article is basically talking about India and China, but they also mention countries around there, like maybe countries not even like too close, like maybe perhaps like Japan that have some like a little problem right now.
I don't know, but let's disagree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I came upon this article because when I was studying for my degree, there's a part in economics where we study about the demography of the country.
Yeah.
So when I was studying about the demography and everything, I sort of thought to myself that if I go out and look for a girlfriend, for example, what are my odds?
Yeah.
But it's not easy to do that, to calculate those odds, because there's so many variables to consider.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take into consideration this figure, it doesn't do much to your morale.
You know what? I'll tell you, bro. If you tried for a month, you would get a girlfriend.
I don't agree, but
I agree.
It's uplifting to hear that.
Oh, a month is, maybe cushion. Maybe 1 week you don't want to try. You're kind of, tired that week. I'm giving you like a week, maybe 2 weeks leverage where you just kind of chill. But like a month.
I'm thankful to hear that, but think of the people who would never be able to do that.
I can't.
Many people wouldn't be able to get married. Yeah. It's better. So now, what are the solutions?
You mentioned you had a solution, but you didn't tell me.
Yeah. So the first solution, which is impossible to do, is that a similar kind of thing happened in Russia, but there were more women than men. 10 million more women than men in Russia because of the war. due to World War II,
Yeah.
around 20 million Russian men just died.
Yeah.
So it created a gender disparity. So if you look at that society, men tend to cheat women a lot,
Yeah.
and as a result, there are a lot of single mothers and single mothers who provide for the family, and the grandmothers look after the children.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting development that happens. But the problem is that 10 million men from India can't just go migrate to Russia, and it still doesn't solve the problem. If you assume the figure to be around 33 million, if 10 million men go to Russia, that's highly improbable. And most Russian women might have their preferences. There's still 23 million men left.
Yeah.
So it's still a big number. So that's not possible.
Yeah.
So the most
extreme.
Well, you can say extreme, but the only solution that comes to my mind is that forget about having a girlfriend. Forget about marriage. Focus on upgrading your economic status. And by that, I mean building a business. Because building a business itself, I wouldn't say that if you don't have a girlfriend, it's easier to build a business. I wouldn't say that. But
I think it's it's like a
it's a balancing act.
Yeah. Balancing act, but it's very. I can see how it would be way easier to build a business if you don't have.
It's difficult. But
no, easier to build it without a girlfriend. I'm saying. I think I see that fact.
Well, probably I should start building a business. So, start building a business because there's a problem of unemployment in India. So it tackles two problems with two birds with one arrow, something like that. So you solve the economic problem and you solve the sociological problem. Yeah. And it's easier said than done because
not everybody can have a successful business, right?
Yeah.
That's not
and
possible.
If you don't have a successful business, if you can't find a lady, people will start questioning your masculinity, which can be a bit nerve-wracking. And it can have very negative effects on the society too. Because you will have some friends that will have girlfriends, and there will be a passive discrimination against you in the sense that if you have 4 friends in your group and 3 of them get a girlfriend or 2 of them get a girlfriend, probably they will go together. They plan their activities together. They'll probably have a double date or something. So 4 people, they have girlfriends, they're doing their thing. The remaining 2 people, they're sort of passively discriminated because they're not getting involved. Yeah, it sounds a bit complicated, but it's not. Yeah. And in the village areas, it's a more active discrimination. If you can't find a lady for yourself, I mean, if even with the help of your family, even because of the arranged marriage situation, if you can't find anybody, then in simple words, you are effed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that point being pretty prevalent right now. I think, especially like during rural areas. I think I agree with you on there for sure.
And I was just watching another video where, despite this problem, mind you, lads, I wouldn't say lads because I didn't see any men talking about this, but their parents have such huge expectations from their prospective brides. Yeah. Which sort of, that just worsens the problem to such a degree that I'm sure it's true for even India.
Because you talk about brides, like how, like there's an expectation of them. Like I read because in China, as we talked about the huge gap between men and women, there's like a problem right now where they are baiting women into what they think is like a good marriage for them, and then it's basically like marriage trafficking where they're put into a marriage in a contract, and they're like in like the family totem pole, or like in the totem pole of the family, the hierarchy, they're at the very bottom. They have no say, and then they're just part of that family now. They're stuck there, and that's like a problem right now. That's how some people are getting wives, and like I remember I saw a video on YouTube where it's like the Chinese wife market.
Yes.
Now that was an interesting video. Like I have never seen that in India. I have not seen that in any other place other than China, where there's a market. Like it's not like you go to like a dating site. You're like, oh, a dating site's a market. Yeah. This is a live market. People are walking through. Guys have like PowerPoint presentations, Bristol boards filled with like, oh look, I do this, be my wife, and these women are just.
I've seen that in India too.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Some videos in there. Yeah.
Oh okay, I so that's crazy. I've never seen them in. Though I think, funny, yeah, like that was hilarious.
But it just explains their desperation.
Yeah.
There is illegal smuggling of women from, I think from. Some place where they have some domestic problems. They're probably a war, and they are being. I think women from Pakistan are being smuggled into China.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, and this is happening. This is not to say that Indians are morally upright. They don't do this.
I'm probably. Sure. There's we just talking about, we only read one article, so we don't have all the knowledge, so we're only talking about from what we know, from what we've observed from this article. So it's not, everything is not set in stone,
but this problem is there.
Yeah,
probably China is more economically developed, so people have that disposable income to engage in such.
I like you said disposable income. Give me a wife.
It's true.
Yeah. It wouldn't be possible if they didn't have money. So.
And it's also bumping up the housing prices there, because if you have a house, it's easier to you become a prospector.
I heard that people are making like insane amount of houses in China right now. Like it's worse than Canada in a way. Not the prices, but like just in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard in China you can't own houses. All the houses are owned by China.
The party, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the CCP. Yeah. It's owned by CCP, not China. It's owned by the CCP party. You basically lease it from them for like 99 years. Yeah. I find that hilarious.
Well, I think government here can also impound.
That's only if you. Okay, so how it works is, you buy a house, you put like a down payment, and then maybe like a little bit more, and then you pay a mortgage based on how much your down payment was or something like that. And if you fail to pay multiple mortgages every month, then you get like a notice, you have to pay.
But it's there.
Then the bank can then foreclose, because technically you have bought the house, you have the right to live in it as long as you keep paying the mortgage every month. Because technically, you have the house, but you loaned it from the bank in a way. So this house is completely paid off. It's not owned by the bank. So no one can take this house away from us, but a lot of other people aren't, fortunate enough to always, we didn't instantly buy this house. We had to pay a mortgage, but this house is paid off, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. But it's not like a thing. I
think in China it might be similar, that you pay mortgage, something like that.
You probably pay a mortgage, but it's always owned by the CCP, I think.
Yeah.
You have to check on that. It's. So obviously there are different cultural practices, some political things I don't agree with, but definitely check up on it.
It's interesting to observe it.
Yeah, because this is from my naive North American eyes with a tad bit of Indian in me. This is my perspective. He's coming in with this fresh Indian eyes. Indian eyes. I got Indian eyes too, but he's lived in India for way longer than I have, so he has that Indian perspective that I just can't bring. He's been to China. I've never been to China. Yeah. He's been to Thailand. He's been to many different Asian countries. I've been to India. I was born there, then I went back, and I came back. Yeah,
But yeah, China. I just went to Shenzhen. It's a great city. It's clean and everything. Very good infrastructure. But coming on to the smuggling part, I think if India was as economically developed as China,
you think that problem would occur?
the smuggling problem would probably be there in India too. I don't know.
I mean, of course, if we talk about if you have the money, it's gonna happen. Some people are just malicious in that way. That's gonna happen.
I mean, yes, if you have
every
money,
type of person.
Yeah,
not every type. It happens around the world. Every place.
I would say that. See, no rich person is ugly. Rich people are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They're perfect. There's they don't do any wrongs. That's why I want to be rich.
Yes, everybody wants to be rich.
Yeah, so that's the problem that's been happening now.
I
looked at other countries, but if you provide equal amount of, if you invest equally in say a girl child and a boy child, in terms of nutrition and everything, the probability of a girl child surviving is more than a boy, because boys require more resources because of, this high muscular density, so you require more nutrition. So in a way, you can say that girls are more resilient than boys. So if you look at the numbers.
Where is this? Is this from India? Is it from China?
This is from Europe, North America.
Okay.
Girls outnumber by, so the gender ratio is around, for every 100 males, there's maybe 102 females, or something like that. The figure is just around in Western Europe or North America. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, because I heard in Canada and America, where women tend to perform a lot better in schools and universities and postgrads, in companies, they tend to perform way better.
Jordan Peterson has talked extensively about this. Another video, surely
check it out.
We can talk about
everything. If we talk about something, you can definitely glean good things from every video you watch. You just have to watch it with an open mind and take whatever is useful to you and just throw the rest away, and keep it so you have that perspective in your head, so you can think about the world in a different way, for sure.
So the upshot, or rather the solution to this problem, is that, to my Indian mates, North Americans like him don't have to worry.
Hey, come on.
I'm Indian lads, forget about marriage, forget about girlfriend. You have to focus on building something.
Get a Bugatti.
Bugatti, try to build something, have a purpose, and that's it. Do you want to say something? End it?
All right, done. Oh wait.